You're watching WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon. It's great to have you with us on WKYT as we now approach 12:30. Changes will be coming to the state Medicaid system.
Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin held a news conference this morning to announce how the state will move forward with transforming the program. WKYT's Victor Puente has details in our top story at 12:30.
Today was Governor Matt Bevin's first press conference here at the Capitol. He announced the creation of a plan that he says will transform health care in the state of Kentucky. The governor is assembling a team that will be led by Mark Birdwhistle, the current vice president of health affairs at the University of Kentucky and a former secretary of the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. Bevin says that team's goal is to begin drafting a Medicaid waiver program that would replace Connect, the state's current health care exchange. He said the program will be modeled after a similar program in Indiana, although it would be customized for Kentucky. He said the move was needed because the current healthcare system is unsustainable financially. He also said concerns by the Beshear administration that people would lose access to health care were an attempt to hide the fact that the state couldn't afford to continue with that plan.
And I think all of that commentary that came from the outgoing administration was meant to distract those of you in the media and those who watch and listen to and read what you write from the true issues at hand, which were the fact that this is imploding financially.
At the press conference, Bevin was asked what would happen if the plan they're working on doesn't work for the state of Kentucky. He said if that was the case, the state would continue with the health care structure it currently has. In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Well, Governor Bevin said they should know by mid-2016 if the plan they're working on will be able to replace Connect.
A deadly crash closed a southern Kentucky road this morning for a time. It happened on Kentucky 90 east of Monticello in Wayne County. The crash involved a car and 2 tractor trailers. While police have not said what led up to the crash, we're told that the woman killed was driving the car. Her name has not been released as of this hour, but we do know that she is about 20 years old. A car crash near downtown Lexington sent 2 people to the hospital. That happened around 8 o'clock this morning at the intersection of Upper and 4th Streets. Police and witnesses say a blue Dodge SUV ran a red light on 4th Street and T-boned a taxi on Upper. The driver of both vehicles were taken to the hospital to be checked out. Passengers inside the taxi cab were okay.
A mother found unresponsive in her home has died. Police say a child called 911 after finding Brandon and Jill Carrier unresponsive at a home on Highland Avenue last night. Both adults were taken to UK Hospital where Jill Carrier died. Investigators have not said why. We're told Brandon Carrier's condition is improving. Well, it's a crime that's been happening again and again. A burglar has hit the Midway Small Animal Clinic several times recently. When the burglar broke in last night, he came pretty close to getting caught. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner explains in that story at 12:30.
Midway is typically a safe community, but after being burglarized about 5 or 6 times, those who work here at this animal clinic say they're nervous. It was just after 8:30 Tuesday night when the Midway Small Animal Clinic owner was watching surveillance footage from home and noticed a burglar had made entry. This is the 5th or 6th time it's happened in a concentrated amount of time, but this time the burglar was confronted by a former police officer who had staked out waiting for this thief to arrive. That's when police tell us the former officer and burglar got into a fight.
Or you think he came out this door right here?
Yes.
And then explain what happened from there.
And then he ran into the wooded area on foot, like I said, without his shoes. He left his shoes here and went down the road and around the farms, they said.
Woodford County Sheriff's Office says they think they can get a good profile still frame from the video. Other evidence has been sent on to the state police lab. In Woodford County, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
If you have any information that could help police, contact the Woodford County Sheriff's Office.
Search and rescue crews have finished combing a Martin County lake looking for a missing man. William Scotty Fannin has been missing since December 10th. Cadaver dogs indicated that a body was in the lake, but crews didn't find one. Fannin's family is offering a $2,500 reward for any information leading to Fannin. We're tracking the search here at midday for a man who held up a gas station. The robbery happened at the Speedway on Versailles Road at Alexandria Drive in Lexington. Police say 2 men may have cased out the store last night before one of them returned around 3:30 this morning. The robber had a gun and got away with cash.
Police say a disturbance at a Louisville mall is a result of months of problems in the area. Multiple fights broke out at the mall St. Matthews Saturday, causing it to close early. Today, police said that officers have responded to problems around the mall for months now. Those include juveniles throwing rocks at windshields and an armed robbery outside a school.
December 26th was not just a one-time event, if you will. It was probably a powder kegging or a stacking, if you will, of several months of activity going on in that particular area of our city.
Police say they have increased patrols around the mall since Black Friday. St. Matthews police say only 4 officers were on duty when the fights broke out. They had to call in Jeffersontown police to help. Police say most of the people at the mall were there for legitimate purposes. Well, millions of Americans in the Midwest are continuing to deal with flooding today.
Torrential downpours of swollen rivers in Missouri and in Illinois. Both of those, of course, border Kentucky, and it has led to mandatory evacuations that are underway right now. Anna Werner is tracking the situation from West Alton, Missouri.
More residents are being forced to evacuate this morning near St. Louis.
This is the Valley Park area.
People in the town of Valley Park have been told to leave their homes. As the Mississippi River threatened St. Louis County, it took teamwork to fill 20,000 sandbags. Officials pleaded for help, and the community responded.
Just like the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they'll come.
The Army Corps of Engineers is monitoring 19 vulnerable levees on the rising Mississippi River and its tributaries. In the shadow of St. Louis's majestic Gateway Arch during the city's wettest year, the mighty Mississippi is expected to crest at over 43 feet, close to its second highest level ever. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon.
Water levels in some locations are predicted to exceed the historic crest during the Great Flood of 1993.
This was Hannibal, Missouri in July 1993 when the river crested 22 feet above flood stage. 9 states saw flooding, 50 people died. In Union, Missouri, water crept up over porch steps as rescue boats skipped by. Cindy Nations claims her neighborhood isn't prone to flooding.
And they would not sell me flood insurance. So I've never been concerned about it.
It's been more than 20 years since this kind of event has happened in the area, but all of that rain that came down in December is all winding up down here. Anna Werner, CBS News, West Alton, Missouri.
And the Mississippi River is expected to crest about 15 feet above flood stage in St. Louis today.